This sounds amazing.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're just gonna go straight into this tutorial how to make suya, beef suya. So I'm just showing you the beef I'm using. I use sirloin steak, so 2 packs of sirloin steak and just regular beef from Aldi, because when you mix it all together it'll still be the same thing. So yeah, just get that beef out and use meat tenderiser. What this does is it softens the beef and it makes sure that it's not too chewy once it's been in the oven. This suya is so good, you guys. Oh, this recipe I created or I adapted is so good and you should follow it, honestly. So I've just added the meat tenderizer and I'm just patting it down, making sure every area of the meat has been covered. So now I've got the meat. Oh, by the way, I washed my meat. But I've got the meat and I'm just cutting it up. So the way you need to do this is to make sure you have thin slices, because thin slices will allow your suya to be very flavorful, because the seasonings will be able to infuse into it since it's thin. And also you don't want your suya meat to be too thick, because it's just not gonna create a nice, eating experience. It just needs to be thin and able to chew and just a nice mouthful, So yeah, I'm just cutting up these thin slices, as you can see, and kind of just cut it up into square like shapes. They don't have to be precise square. Look at that one, it's even a triangle. So yeah, just make sure you cut up all your meat nice and evenly, making sure it's thin in the process. This meat, sirloin meat, was really tough to cut through, but honestly, just get yourself a good knife and a chopping board and go to town. I use a mix of meats because that sirloin steak is expensive in Aldi, but it's really good meat. But then again, I don't need, expensive meat all through. I can mix it up. No tell. Okay, so this is me showing you all my cut up meat. You see how it's nice and flat and even, because in the oven it won't be that flat, it will still expand during the cooking process. So making sure it's nice and flat to begin with is the best way to go. So here's my meat now again, and so now I'm just showing you the seasonings. So we have salt, we have black pepper, we have white pepper as well, because that also gives a nice taste. We have curry powders. I'm showing you 3 curry powders that I use that really work in terms of taste. And yeah, we're going to add more seasonings as we go along. They'll be in the description box. The order of seasonings in suya is very important, because the way you put the seasonings in the meat affect the taste. So we will still add more seasonings in the future of this video. Why did I say in the future? So we'll add more seasonings soon. So now, as you can see, I'm just cutting up onions into the seasoned mix or pre-seasoned mix, and I'm just cutting up purple onions because they just give a nice taste, and it's just nice to have a hint of onion in your suya beef when you're eating it. So I'm just making sure everything is well incorporated. And now I am adding my stock powder. You can get this at any Asian or African store. Again, I will add all the details in the description box. So I'm just putting about 2 sprinkles. We don't want suya to be too salty, honestly. It needs to be well seasoned, but it shouldn't be salty. So get that and then mix that in as well, making sure it's evenly distributed. Woo! This looks so good. It's already looking nice and juicy, Okay, so now I have I have my dry pepper, but my dry pepper I put it in a bag and I put it in this KFC thing because it was just easy to kind of have. But yeah, any dry pepper is good. Dry pepper I prefer to using Scotch bonnets, fresh ones, because dry pepper it will just give it also a nice taste. Just sprinkle that through and just continue to mix and make sure everything is well incorporated. So I'm adding chicken seasoning. You can get this in Aldi, and I think I also added some Cajun seasoning. Yeah, make sure it's well seasoned because suya needs to taste sweet. I also added smoked paprika, but as you can see, there's hardly any left. Like, it was a struggle to get it out, not gonna lie. Okay, and now I'm adding my garlic granules, just sprinkling them through. This will also add to the flavor and the taste of the suya beef. I'm making sure as I add my seasonings, I stir very well. It needs to be well and evenly distributed throughout the meat. See how good it's looking, you guys. Oh, so now I've got my sunflower oil. You can use vegetable oil. I just opted for sunflower, and I'm just pouring it in that seasoned mix. What that will do is create moisture in the suya. Suya is quite a dry meat or a dry snack, or whatever you would like to call it. So adding oil adds moisture. I'm adding my suya pepper mix, which is probably the most important seasoning, but you can't just add suya pepper mix to meat and expect it to taste good. You've got to add all those other seasonings as well. So what am I doing? I'm just adding the suya mix slowly and just, adjusting the volume that I use. And I'm just mixing. Mixing is so important in all of this, guys, because we need that seasoning to be evenly distributed. Evenly. Okay, so I'm adding more. Honestly, you can't add too much suya powder, honestly, in my opinion. You can add too much salt, you can add too much curry, like affect the taste. If you add too much suya, it will just make it powdery. It won't necessarily affect the taste. But just use your eyeballing is the way to go. So use your eye and see how much you prefer. I prefer my suya to be, well coated, but not too much, but well infused. See, just add as you go along and change the color of the meat. It's looking so juicy. Wow. I decided to add a bit more oil because that oil is very important, you guys. Very important. You don't want your soya meat to be too dry. And we're grilling meat. If you grill meat, it's a drying process, so we don't want it to be too dry. I'm showing you guys here how much oil I actually used. As you can see, I used up to that amount and it was full to the top, so you use quite a bit of oil. Don't worry, we'll work it off at the gym. Look at that, you guys. Look how juicy and infused that is looking. It looks so colorful and beautiful. The purple onions, the suya, the seasonings, and the oils, and my mouth is watering. So what I just do now is I get foil and I cover my suya beef, my seasoned suya, and I put it in the fridge for about, how long do I put it for? Maybe like a couple hours. 4 hours is a good amount of time just to let it marinate. So if you're doing on the same day, 4 hours, but if you're doing it the day before, you can do it overnight. So this is the mix. I also showed you some seasonings that I forgot to mention whilst I was adding them, the chili flakes. But yeah, I completely forgot, you guys, to show you how to put the suya on the actual stick itself, kebab stick. If you would like a tutorial on that, I can do a separate video, but it's not hard at all. Once you've taken your mix out of the fridge, you need to make sure to mix it again and then you add it to the kebab stick, and then you put it in a preheated oven of 180 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes. I will double check. I usually eyeball everything, you guys know me. But yes, and you just continually make sure to check the suya whilst it's cooking, and spin it, you know, flip it around, and to make sure the heat distributes over the meat evenly. And then after a while, you'll see that your suya is ready to take out of the oven. Look at that. Look at how golden, well, not golden, Jerry, it's not golden, but look at how good and crisp that suya is looking. It looks so seasoned, so flavorful, so wholesome, and that's exactly how suya meat should be. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and make sure to subscribe for more. If there's any particular requests that you might have, please comment them down in the comment section. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe and like this video because I know you enjoyed it. Make sure to share this video with your friends as well, and if you like it, I will continue to do cooking tutorials because I absolutely love cooking. That's me, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Love and blessings. Bye.